hello, everybody, and welcome to the Grumpy Old Homo show.
Yeah, and we are in Pride Month.
We are in Pride Month, and tonight
celebrating queers.
Queers,
all
queers.
that is queer.
So we're doing a fundraiser on the 29th of October. Kindly hosted by I Love Melville .live, and there's sponsored food and drink.
Entertainment.
We've got the Avalon Quartet. We've got the Mamas.
Lilo's going to perform.
And Robert Whitehead. Patsy City, I tell you. There was everybody everywhere.
And
hello, darlings.
Thursday.
How's it going? Your favourite faggots are back.
Yeah, Thursday used to be called Rabbit's Day.
Yeah.
My day, we used to call it Rabbit's Day. We must check that out, right?
Yeah, for Afrikaans we call it a horse.
Horse plus.
Yeah, you know why? Because they neat up a storm.
Yeah.
Anyway, it's Thursday, the 15th of October. Couldn't believe it.
Sure.
Just mere weeks away from my birthday. But
yeah.
anyway.
Oh God, there we go again. Gifts.
Yeah. Anyway, so we're delighted to be here tonight. We have some fantastic queer talent on our show.
I'm very excited.
Yeah, some dance talent and the extraordinary pianist Rocco de Villiers. We're going to introduce Llewellyn
Gooney.
Yeah,
and Tammy Shabalala. Who I've worked with before.
Mm-hmm.
We've traveled extensively overseas,
Mm-hmm.
and they are in Joburg, and they are they morphs actually. They're not
queer morphs.
Queer morphs.
Yeah.
We chatted with Robert Hamlin the other day in terms of transgender. These guys are not transgender, but they are. Well, they'll tell you what they are. They morphs, and they're divine, and they're fantastic, and they're incredibly stunning and beautifully talented.
Yeah, very talented. So that's we're looking forward to a great chat this evening in conversation with the Grumpy Old Homos. In news today, yesterday, the South African national state of disaster was extended.
Yeah,
I love the way they call it in Afrikaans, die nasionale ramptoestand. Everybody's in a bit of a toestand. Minister of Cooperative Governance and Traditional Affairs, or COGTA, Nkosazana Dlamini Zuma, has extended the national state of disaster by 1 month. I told you guys months ago that this, and with considering what's going on overseas in Europe, Prague and the Czech Republic locked down again yesterday. So I can tell you, I've been known to have a bit of a prophet's moment going on here.
Oh, God, here we go.
And I can tell you now, you guys must look forward to a little lockdown over Christmas. Pity it's not snowing like it is in Prague. Because I wouldn't be in mind being, because I'm a bit of a bear. I don't mind hiding away in the winter. But you're talking about winter.
So it's going to be extended till your birthday.
Yeah. Well, beyond.
Until the 15th of November.
Well, if it was effective from yesterday, then definitely, So, that's, I don't know how everybody's feeling, but I must be honest, I think a lot of people are taking big chances out there. Still, there was a case of the Tin Roof Cafe somewhere that had a patsy for some school kids, and 39 of them came down with COVID right away. So, it's still spreading like a wildfire, people. So, anyway.
So we have to be careful. There was also, in terms of the disciplinary action over the possible fraud laid against a teacher who identified as African on a job application when he previously had applied for another job 2 years ago. It's the Department of West Cape Education Department, Greg Slayman, and he faced a fraud investigation for identifying himself as African when applying to be a school principal. But that's now been dropped.
It has been dropped.
It has been dropped.
I mean, there must be worse things too that need disciplinaries. And suppose, you know what? The strangest thing is when I was still in the education industry, or sector, as they like to call it. I need to tell you that a lot of people have problems. I mean, I find it quite offensive that I have to say that I'm white on forms and stuff like that. And I know a lot of people have issues about it too. But I mean, I need to just tell everybody that the same government that is in power at the moment that perpetrates that demographic requirement. And it's something that really gets on my nerves. I'd like to say that I'm a South African as opposed to, but that's your nationality. Your ethnic background is another thing altogether. But we'll be talking about, people who cross over identities. And I think that is essentially what you wanted to say about Llewellyn and Tammy.
Yeah.
They kind of, they keep you guessing.
No, but also, I mean, it's things like Kia, a friend of ours, Kia.
Yeah.
Who, when she has to fill in a form, she can't just go what she is, which is mixed race or whatever.
Yeah.
She's got to fill in black or
colored.
other.
Yeah, so we just think that's a bit of a Nancy.
Yeah.
So anyway, we'll discuss those matters really urgently a little later. Let's. I'm just in this afternoon from the Arts and Live Festival office. I have some information about the ongoing Arts and Live Festival, and if you'll just bear with me for a little bit, Mark.
And it's incredible, actually. I mean, the amount of stuff that they've been putting online.
They have been packing it out.
Yeah.
The Arts and Live Virtual Festival 2020, a project of the city of Johannesburg, enters its second month of exciting and uplifting festivities that will continue until December the 12th, 2020. So that's fantastic.
Oh.
Various live and virtual events are planned. Live streams are free to view at www.joburg.alive. This weekend sees the live streaming of the exciting concert Urban Clash Bands, the 16th of October from 8 to 9:30 p.m. A very diverse range of music from hip-hop, rock, jazz to Afropop. Artists include 3 young talented female vocalists of Prince KB, Project Hope, SA singer and guitarist Msaki, collaborations with the legendary guitarist Temba Mokoena and Andre Krill from Black Cat Bones, and much, much more. A unique concert with a diverse range of top musicians, all performing on the Urban Clash Band stage, not to be missed. Watch out for the following events. Going back to the Truth of Space on the 18th of October at between 4 and 5 p.m. A special collaboration with leading ballerina Kita Petla and Kitty and internationally acclaimed pianist Nduduzo Makatini in concert. This guy is my version and our South African version of Oscar Peterson. Yeah. I think he is absolutely fantastic. The SABC2 will be screening the 28th Jazz on the Lake also on the 18th of October between 7:30 and 8:30 p.m. A concert featuring Andile Nyanana, Thandi Ntuli, Chikana, Zoe Madiga, and Ami Faku.
They always get a fantastic lineup, eh?
Yeah, they do. I must just say. The Filmmakers Platform, which happens between the 19th and the 22nd of October, is a virtual masterclass in partnership with the Gauteng Film Commission and Arts Alive. The platform will aim to speak on the different issues within the South African film industry. These virtual masterclasses will be with industry practitioners who will aim to provide educational sessions to positively contribute to transformation in the sector, whilst the industry is battling with effects of COVID-19. The masterclasses will look at topics such as accessing music rights for film and the importance of royalties, the impact of COVID-19 on film and international co-productions, locations, accessibility during COVID-19, and the future of the SA film industry using digital platforms for expansion, Netflix versus traditional TV media. In other words, narrowcasting versus broadcasting. That's what that means. Okay.
Yeah.
And then just a couple of more marks. Just to stick with me, please, darling. FNB Art Joburg Online is happening in my birthday week.
Oh, God, we're going to hear this for the next
I know. You don't turn 56 every day. Give me a break.
No.
4 years left to the bus ticket, the complimentary bus from Metro Bus.
Yeah.
Anyway, 40 plus presentations from 33 leading galleries representing 13 countries. A gallery lab open to both galleries and independent curators with augmented reality exhibition features. This year marks the 10th anniversary of the F&B Art Prize. For more information, go to www.artjoburg.com. And then one that's going to interest you, Mark, is the Global Dance Festival, which happens kind of towards the last payday week in November, 26th to the 29th of November. A Global Dance Supreme is an international dance organization based in Johannesburg, and our focus is mainly on dance development, upliftment of youth culture, and to inspire the next generation. Yay! Due to COVID-19 pandemic, the 2020 GDS Intercontinental Dance Championship will be hosted online with more than 20 international countries participating. For more information on that particular event, please go to www.globaldancesupreme.com. Follow the Arts Alive program on www.artsalive.joburg, and there's a Twitter handle at Arts Alive, Arts_Alive, a hashtag Arts Alive, and Instagram at Instagram at Joburg_Arts Alive. There we go. Fantastic.
Yeah, and it's all available
and
all
it's
the time.
All free.
And free
to use. So if you're not getting your art fix, well, then it's entirely your own fault, really. Okay, we applaud everybody at Joburg Arts Alive for putting through a mammoth festival this year, because, I mean, normally it's just like a weekend or 2 weekends or whatever the case is.
Over a month, maybe.
Over a month. But anyway, they've really done an extraordinary job. And so fag blessings to you all.
Yeah. The Moffies say thank you.
The Moffies say thank you. Right. Talking about Moffies, today in gay history, 39 years ago, Anita Bryant, do you remember she was
pied?
She was pied. She was iconically pied in the face by gay rights activist Tom Higgins. Bryant was being interviewed for her crusade against homosexuals when the historic moment hit her right in the face. At least it was a fruit pie.
Yeah. And also, I mean, they did that whole thing. I don't know if you're going to talk about it now, but I'd like to say something. It's been 13 minutes of you talking. But also, she represented some orange company or something, oranges.
Yeah.
So all the Moffies decided to ban tequila sunrises and all that kind of stuff that had oranges in. Yeah. And they decided to make different cocktails. She was then fired from her job or something. I remember. You've got all the facts.
As a result, Brian, you're completely right. The gay community retaliated against the campaign by boycotting Florida orange juice. As Brian was their brand ambassador. Yeah. Gay bars stopped selling screwdrivers and instead sold Anita Bryant's made with vodka and apple juice. The process for which went to a fund that would help to fight against Bryant. As a result, Bryant lost her contract with the Florida Citrus Commission. Her marriage failed, and the fundamental audiences and venues shunned her as she was no longer allowed to attend the events. Wow, yay. So, would you like to talk now?
I would. And it was just something I was discussing with somebody yesterday. Just in terms of every time you open up any newsletter, any news article, there are just these kids being raped and murdered and everything all the time, and is it because it's never been reported on before, or is there kind of a huge spike now that it's all happening, or now only come to the I don't know.
But you know what? Unfortunately, South Africa generally seems to fail at showing respect, just generally. So respect for your parents, respect for your elders, respect for each other, respect for yourself. And I think, and that is the fundamental issue in this country, I think. So,
and it's not only, I mean, it is here, but then I discovered the story today, which I also find quite horrendous. On Tuesday, it was reported that a woman in the village of Panipat, which is north of Delhi, was rescued from being locked in a toilet for 1.5 years, for 18 months.
Okay, you must get out of the dark side there.
No, but it does. It freaks me out.
It freaks me out that humans would do this to each other.
And the husband locked her in this 1-by-1 meter toilet for 18 months. And then when she was discovered, he said, no, she had mental problems. But when they discovered her, she went through a whole lot of tests and everything. And her mental condition, the rescuers said, the assessment of the woman did not confirm this. The husband's been arrested. He must be hung. I'm sorry.
Oh, well,
Mother
you
of
know,
3. I
it's
mean,
not-
no, come
how
on.
do those kids actually survive without their mother?
Okay, so I just
Anyway.
think, enough horrible
Anyway.
news, but it is there all the time.
Talking
in your
about
face.
things orange, Mary Trump, the lesbian niece of Donald Trump, tore into the president's terrible dancing skills to the delight of CNN anchor Don Lemon on Tuesday. Mary recently published a scathing plugs-all book on her uncle, managed to compress the levels of horror, confusion, and delirium felt by those who witnessed Trump dance to the village people during a Monday campaign rally. Oh, that's
remember we
hysterical.
they did
Macho, I think
YMCA.
it's called Macho Man.
Macho Man.
If only knew how macho that Macho Man was.
No.
Trump appeared unvexed by his recent run-in with COVID-19, as with his bullish bravado and showmanship, walked onto the Sanford, Florida stage to Macho Man.
No, I mean, come
know.
on.
They
please.
did a jig. As many viewers coped with their retinas being blistered by the sight by departing to separate planes of existence, Mary understood fully the irony of a virulently homophobic president walking on stage to the soundtrack of a gay anthem. He probably doesn't even know it's a gay anthem, you know what I mean? Because it's that Nora.
He's so stupid. But tell me, now that he's cured himself of the virus.
I don't think, quite frankly, I don't think he had COVID to start with. I think.
But what happened to his wife? No one's mentioned her
I think
again.
I think she buggered off back to Czechoslovakia.
Oh gosh. So
Anyway,
I think that we should have a little bit of music, don't you?
shall we?
Thursday
Just hold
night.
on a second.
It is Pooza Thursday.
Yeah, but now you
all.
must give me a bit of warning because I must go find it. I don't know what Matthew's done with it.
Okay.
Here we go. All right, what do you want to hear? Rock the boat, baby.
Rock the arm. Do you know this song? I was dating the barman at the club in Durban called Zodiac. And then I'd get free drinks, you see. And it turned out that he lived at the YMCA. He wasn't actually a policeman. He was like a meter maid. I don't know what you call male meter maid. But
there's something very queer going on here.
And well, he was very queer. And this was the song that was happening at the time.
Well, I'm afraid I can't seem to get it up. No, because when there's
you can't get it up,
Matthew, there's something terribly wrong here because when I cue a song, it doesn't come up. So anyway, keep talking, Mark. Since you wanted,
I'll tell you one more story. Okay, which is kind of it was bad, but now it's quite a good thing. On the 11th of October this year, family, staff, and child protection advocates stood in the pouring rain to honor the Parktown Boys 23. The victims, remember this, of the water polo coach Colin Rex's years of sexual abuse, as they rang the school safety bell for the first time. But as with everything related to this case, getting their voices heard and seeing meaningful change proved to be a battle, one that for some was just a little too hard to face. There shouldn't have been anything controversial about the launch of the Parktown Boys High School safety bell. The goal of the event was healing and hope, an opportunity to honor the courage of sexual abuser Colin Rex's victims and confirm the school and boarding house's commitment to ending the practice of initiation. Thank God for that. It was also an opportunity to say thank you to all those who supported the Parktown 23 and their families throughout the trial. It's something they're going to have to live with for the rest of their lives. But small things do help.
Okay, well, we're going to have to play something that, because this machine's on its own mission here tonight. So
I told my whole life secret.
Yeah, you told your whole life secret, and I'm trying to get Rock the Boat up, and when I cue it, I get Sarah Vaughan Misty, or I get something else I shouldn't be getting.
Okay, well, play anything on the list. That's cool.
Well, whatever comes up. Freeway of Love, here we go.
There we go. We're going riding in a pink Cadillac. Baby.
There we go. Matthew.
Are we all?
No. Okay, everything is here in the playlist that we want to play, but when I press it, it's like the previous stuff is still there. Yeah. So from my own list, I don't know what's going on. Yeah, you took it all off, and then you loaded this in, but it's not queuing that. Putting other things in. Well, this is all our own music anyway, so but I mean, it's just not queer music.
Let me just enjoy the music. I'll fix it. Yeah.
Thank you. Right.
Go.
Go!
Okay, I've only got stupid things. And can we go home now?
No. I did my over. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, but you need the whole fucking press release. But
that's
that's over
why-
24 minutes.
Yeah, but that's what,
18,
that's what you
18.
do with the press release.
18 minutes.
That's a lot.
We got lots of time. We can't quit till we get to the other side. Aha, aha. With the radio playing a song, we keep rolling along. Who knows how far I can get before you think about your love slowing down, yeah. City traffic's moving way too slow. I could pedal and go. Go, come on now, go. We going riding on the freeway. Oh, Lord, please against our plans. We going riding on the freeway. Oh, Lord, in my pink Cadillac. We going riding on the freeway. Oh, Lord, please against our plans. Yeah, we riding on the freeway. Oh, Lord, in my pink Cadillac. Oh, yeah. Here we go. So drop the top, baby. And let's cruise on into It's Better Than Ever Street.
I'm just simply going to do it later.
City traffic moving way too slow. Drop the pedal and go. Go, come on, baby. Go. We going riding on the freeway.
I'll just say we'll do you both then.
Oh, love wins against our plan. We going riding on the freeway. Oh, love in the pink Cadillac. We going riding on the freeway.
Oh, that brings back memories, hey?
Yeah, it doesn't adjust. Oh,
Well,
there
we've
we
got
go,
an
like-
echo again.
Just a little one.
A little
Don't
one.
worry,
No, we're
but I'm
fine.
sure Matt sorted it out because it's
There.
gone away. There we go.
Yes,
Thanks,
there we
Matt.
go. Thank you, Matt. Our
Right.
producer, the
Well,
sexy
the news,
gorgeous.
the hot news then is that Tommy and Llewellyn are standing by.
I love that about dancers, you see.
Oh, you know,
Well, except for me, but they were normally always on
you
time.
know, well, I don't know. You beat it into them, and then of course you couldn't practice what you preach.
No.
Oh,
But
that's
also, we
amazing.
need to quickly connect with them now a little bit earlier because of ESCOM about to do
apparently
load shed.
Tommy's about to get load
Yeah.
shed.
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 Anyhow, yeah. So rather than we'll chat
Yeah.
about where you are, what you're doing, and everything, rather than doing a huge introduction.
Yes,
Yeah.
let's go. Master, are they standing by?
Are they on there? We
Ah,
can
let's
go.
see the little darling.
The darling boys, the darling morphs.
The morphs.
Huh?
And I think Matt's going to patch them through any second.
Both of them.
But
Yeah, Tommy,
Let's have them both,
Let's have them
right.
both.
Yeah,
Let's,
like it,
the
I
more the
like it.
merrier,
Yeah.
baby.
And
Okay. And who's coming up? Who's coming up
Who's
there?
Hello!
Hi!
Hello,
Hoe
darling.
gaat het?
Het gaat goed en jij?
There we go.
Ag, dis
Tommy.
goed man, geen nie probleem nie.
Oh, that's
Right,
good.
that's no probleem nie. Now we're just looking for Llewellyn. I
Llewellyn.
thought you were there in a second. Hello, Tommy. It's wonderful to meet you on air. This is I'm the other grumpy homo. I'm the fat one.
Yeah, he's
Right.
very fat.
Oh, really?
Yes, darling, yes.
So how are you, darling?
I
How's
love
things going? What's happening with you? Yeah, it's been a long time, eh?
I'm fantastic. I really am. Like, I'm just super glad I had the lockdown. Like, I've been praying for like a rest in my life for the past 29 years I've lived. Oh my God, I need some rest. And then God gave me the rest with no money still. And I'm
Yeah,
like, problematic.
yeah.
Anyway,
I don't know. Yeah.
I'm good.
Sorry,
I'm currently preparing.
yeah.
Sorry.
Well, carry on. Sorry, there's a
I'm
bit of a
currently
delay.
preparing for Simon
Yeah.
that I'm staging at the Soda Theatre next weekend. On the Saturday, 24th of October, which will be the same day as Soweto Pride, same as Simon Gordon's Reincarnation Day. You know,
Oh,
safe to say. So,
Fantastic. We've got
Yeah.
Llewellyn who's just joined us. Hello, darling.
maybe on your screen.
There you go. I can see Llewellyn.
Not yet.
Yeah, we can't hear you, darling. Will you please
Okay,
unmute?
okay.
There we
There
go.
we go. How you, darling?
Okay,
Can you
good.
hear me?
Welcome to the Grumpy Old Homo show. As you can see, we're grumpy and old.
Yeah. And Sam is fat.
maybe old, but not grumpy.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay, you know, this is all an act on the air.
You
You must see
children.
what he's like when he's like. You know what he's like.
They know me
Oh,
well.
trust me.
So, darling, we're slightly sort of kind of having a moment here. But you were telling us about Simon. I was reading about Simon just over the weekend, and you're doing it at the
Yes.
Soweto Theatre, right?
Yes, I am.
Yeah. And because we were talking about Simon Cody, are you going to do développé in the?
No,
in
no,
the-
I'm just sitting with my legs up.
Oh, I am gonna bring him. I am gonna pull him on stage. He's gonna get on stage with me.
About
Yeah.
time. Really,
Yeah, in a wheelchair, darling. Yeah.
Oh, we've got oxygen tanks ready for you backstage. Don't worry.
Oxygen tanks, yes. I
Yeah.
remember having to do a show
Yes.
like that with an actor with an oxygen tank who needed it because as he walked up the stage, he needed to take a deep breath. Anyway, shame he's now late. Anyway, he should have been late before he did the show. Anyway, so tell us about Llewellyn. Tell us what you're up to, darling, and then we're gonna we'll just like talk democrat and come together, you know.
Yeah. I mean, at the moment, I am busy with, I'm still doing my piece, Resilience. So I'm growing it as a piece because I did it for National Arts Festival, which was like a short kind of short dance film. And I'm just growing it more into like a theater show and a show that can grow into site-specific work and like it's just malleable. So I'm doing that, and at the moment as well, I'm doing a photo series, like a queer photo series, just capturing queer people who are androgynous, who who are not celebrated. And one of the people that are in this Mosadi series, which is what I call Mosadi, which is Ghana, to say woman. So one of the people who is in the photo shoot is Tammy. So it's a coincidence that we're doing this.
Right.
So, yeah.
Well,
So,
yes.
anyway.
You won an innovation award for that, eh?
Yes.
Well, that's amazing. I mean, so you bringing that now to back to the theatre stage, right?
Yes. So I want to really just now grow it more into a theatre show, but also still keep it as like a site-specific work that I can like cut up and put into galleries and different spaces. Yeah.
Yeah, good. We've got to go to the marketplace, and as soon as we get back, we're going to discuss femininity in the dance world. So let's have a look. Stand by, don't go away. We'll be right back. Well, hello, everybody, and welcome to the Grumpy Old Homo show.
Yeah, and we are in Pride Month.
We are in Pride Month, and tonight
Celebrating queers.
Queers,
And all
queers.
that is queer.
So we're doing a fundraiser on the 29th of October. Kindly hosted by I Love Melville Live, and there's sponsored food and drink.
Entertainment.
We've got the Avalon Quartet. We've got the Mamas.
Lilo's going to perform.
And Robert Whitehead. Fancy City, I tell you. There was everybody everywhere.
Oh, we're back. We're back.
And you're going to be there. Tammy, I hope you're going to come.
I'm going to be performing.
Oh, absolutely. Without a doubt. I mean, come on.
Llewellyn's going to be performing with Lilo.
The most gorgeous,
yeah.
beautiful, fantastic, sensational Lilo.
Yeah, I mean, Umbulo is amazing. He's such a great artist, so androgynous, so feminine, a queer activist.
Intergalactic.
Intergalactic.
We're so happy. I'm starting to have great anticipation for our Patsy.
Yeah, you guys are fabulous.
Yeah.
Blooming Sounds competition.
Oh yeah, we did like such an amazing show there. But I mean, I think for us, we just felt like the editing was just so bad.
Yeah,
it was shocking, and it was absolutely shocking.
Horrid. It was horrid. They were.
It was Hilda May. I can tell you, it was Hilda May. Hilda May. Okay.
A lot of people don't know how to edit when there's dancers around.
Oh my god! But it almost felt like it was like strobe lights. It was just like flash photography and not a video where you see one scene for a while. So it was really crazy.
But you all looked fantastic, and the gorgeous Kyle Rousseau too. Eh?
Oh yeah, he was doing the things.
Doing his thing, yeah.
Right.
And so, guys, Tommy, are you still working with Dada? I know the two of you because of Dada from going on tour.
Sure.
I've got a couple of stories which I won't tell on air. Will I?
No, I want to know it instantly.
Let's leave Switzerland alone. Let's leave Switzerland alone. Let's leave it alone, Marty.
Also stories that don't involve you, which I won't mention on air. But we had a great
Really?
Wet boxes. That's what I'm saying. Wet boxes.
Oh,
I'm dead. I'm dead. I'm dead. I'm dead.
But are you guys still working with Dada? What's happening?
Yes, we're also working with Dada. We're doing the sacrifice now, the reincarnation of the Rite of Spring. But she's changed the whole title and changed the whole narrative.
Yeah.
But like we're still there, you know. Also, we're being artists, and also like for my biggest thing, like also celebrating like very young Black artists for myself. Like it's my first time I've worked for a young Black woman who has empowered herself, who's changed the way people see dance and see the art form itself around the world, you know. So I'm extremely appreciative of that. Like I'm still there, like we're still fighting with her. We still fight, but like we get the work done. That's all that matters.
Yeah. But you all still get up and you do the job. And it's great.
You know what I mean?
Oh yeah.
Just with the company.
You have artistic differences. You have like just moments of like, you know, with personality, with big personalities, like in a company like that, there will be like a tug and a pull. So, but that doesn't mean everyone doesn't love each other, or you know.
Yeah. Well, I mean, you stuck together for like a year on tour, and it's always difficult. But my first tour was the company was 5 weeks in Paris. Remember that? That was in spring.
Woo! Lovely time of my life. My first tour.
Yeah, was the company, and then we went on to go to Finland. No, did we go to Finland? Yeah, we did.
Yeah.
All over, but Paris, 5 weeks in spring. It was just absolutely.
I can just imagine the French going quite Chicago for all of you guys. Huh?
Lavish.
Oh God, yeah. So some of them didn't want to come back. Hey.
Yeah.
Who didn't want to come back?
Marty?
Did you pick up a monsieur, darling?
Oh, mansach monsieur, ga je even een goosje head, give you. And I'm like, oh, drop me down dead now.
That's fabulous. So anyway, you had a fantastic 5 weeks in Paris.
Yeah.
I mean, did you guys where were you performing in Paris?
We were at the
The
Oh.
Rompora Theatre. Which is
The famous dance theatre, and we performed I think like 8 shows a week, sold out every single show, standing ovation, people going berserk.
It was the Swan Lake, right?
Swan Lake.
Yeah.
It was, I mean, it was, you just felt so good walking out in the public, hey, and everyone knowing what.
Absolutely.
And says, yeah,
To be famous in Gay Paris.
Gay Paris, yeah, no, it was beautiful. And tell me,
Moulin
also,
Rouge, Marky. Moulin Rouge.
Moulin
Moulin Rouge.
I went there for my birthday. Yeah. Friends of mine from Italy were out, and they took me to the Moulin Rouge, and we had, it was fantastic. I loved it. But now, listen. Also, you still do? I see you teaching workshops and things at KMAD. Is that right? Am I getting it wrong?
Absolutely. No, you're right. Absolutely. Also, like KMAD, and I'm also like, I'm really trying to like keep like my work very DL. Like I don't know what that also means, but I know what it means to myself. Like, I'm just a star. You know, like what God give me this life. Like, why am I so blessed?
There it is.
I wonder where
Why
you
am I so blessed?
No, but you all are. You guys are fantastic. But I just want to say, Llewellyn, why am I not included? Am I too old for your documentary, your Saudi protest?
They can't afford the paramedic.
Paramedic. Or am I too white? What is this doctor on here?
Oxygen tank.
I mean, I do want to be honest. It's very
you just need some beautiful makeup
people of color. So it's very focused on people of color and people who are queer. So I mean, that definitely excludes you. So
you can't blackface me. No.
Okay, we can't do that.
We'll paint you.
Can you imagine, huh? The drama.
The drama of it all.
I mean, like, if people are going for like light skinning, why can't you go for dark skinning?
It's just not done, darling. You know, it's like, we had the same conversation this afternoon in a meeting.
Do you know what I mean?
People can say the N word, and we white people can't.
Yeah.
And then straight people can't say fag. With that kind of stuff.
True, absolutely.
Anyway, but it's that thing,
Yeah, and I think like you put the power in a word, and also it's like people want to own a word and like be like, oh no, you can't say that. I can say this, and then it's weird. It's just bizarre.
Indoctrination as well.
Yeah. Tell me, what do you call yourselves? I mean, we call ourselves Grumpy Homos, queer.
The whole thing with all these words that have come up like in the past 5 years. It's just very confusing for me because for me, I've always thought of myself as an androgynous person where I'm kind of like blurring the lines of femininity and masculinity. Yeah. So when there's like binary, non-binary, non-conforming, this and that, it's just like, it's too much for me. And I understand, especially for people who are trans, like there needs to be like something that says that, I'm trans, this is how I identify myself, and I think with all these words, it's become very intense. And people now get scared, like even people who are straight, they get scared about even just approaching you because now they'll misgender you because they're like, oh, you're him because I can see that you're a man. But you feel like you're a woman or, you know what I mean? It's just very tricky. But
I would love to.
Non-binary, I really don't care about that kind of stuff. I'm just who I am.
Yeah.
Exactly. Well, I would say, sorry.
Yeah, what do you call yourself? I mean, not identity.
I'm a canvas, babes. I'm a canvas. I wake up every morning and I'm like, let me paint myself new every day. One day I'm a doll. One day I'm a princess. One day I'm a queen. One day I'm a fucking Zulu man. I'm a Zulu man. Like when I need to host my family ceremonies, I let go of the dresses, I wear the suit, and then they're like, oh my God, who's this person? But I fulfill my duty at every single point where I need to fulfill it. So as Llewellyn said, like non-binary, we have no words to associate ourselves with. We're just human beings. We
Yeah.
are souls that are literally absolutely amazing, that live
What's in
living
the
this experience
old
as
days?
well. And I just, hey,
In the old days with us, it was just LGBT.
Well, not even.
Not even. It
No,
was
it was
just
just LNG.
LG. Yeah.
Yeah.
meeting
Hey,
Now she looks like a TV set.
and now, now it's
LG. Life's good, babes.
plus.
Yeah,
Yeah.
LGBTQIA plus.
Plus.
Yes, yes.
Aren't they? You won't-
You're probably wrong because someone has added another letter.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But in our
Wow.
day, queer was a swear word. Did you know that?
Sorry.
Queer.
Really?
Yeah, you
Is it
didn't say
queer word?
queer. Yeah, it was politically correct to say gay. But anyway, it's 1942. You're
That's the time. That's not the year. It's the time.
Well,
And
you were
now,
born in 1942,
Yeah.
darling. No, that's the time.
and you're
1942,
listening
yeah.
to the Grumpy Old Homos
Homos.
show with Tony Tabalala and Llewellyn.
Nguni.
Nguni.
And yeah, on the Grumpy Old Homos show. Sorry, we get instructions from the
Yeah, we have a
control
producer
room.
now. And
Yeah, and our producer's like, and we love him desperately, but oh,
you know, before we were allowed to do whatever we want.
Yeah,
now,
I'm sorry. I just had to give you a warning. Look, ESCOM just kicked in.
okay, all right. Well, darling, if you
So I'm in
disappear,
the dark
all right,
and I'm in the
okay.
car with lights, like with my lights in the car. So
Oh my
I am
God.
a bit stressed right now.
Okay.
Well-
Are you safe in your car right now? This is what I need to know.
Yeah, I'm legit. No, I'm at home. So I'm safe.
Yeah.
It's just like
Okay.
load shedding just hit right now. There's no,
Mm.
my signal's about to die. My phone's about to die. So I'm gonna
Okay,
cry.
well then- Thank you, my darling. But lovely chat with you. We'll have you back again. Yeah.
Yeah, this
Please,
is-
please, please.
Okay, but we're going to see you on the 29th, no doubt, eh?
24th.
No, 29th, please.
Yeah.
don't-
Our party, not your show. I mean,
fried
you'll come to your show.
All right. Okay. I'll be dressed and ready.
Well, but we'll slip you into the dressing room, darling. So, yeah, you can
Yeah.
cause mayhem with Mulilo and Llewellyn and
Yeah.
Oh, please can I have 6 outfits ready for me? Thank you.
Yeah, well, you've only got
Really,
3
just come to me. Just come to me and we'll be
Six for man. Half an hour.
You know what time it is, Lou? You know what time it is. Lolo Bell. You know what time it is, babes. Thank you so much, Mark.
Oh my gosh.
And we'll chat with you again. But we'll see you and go well with Simon, hey?
Absolutely. Thank you so much for
very
having
proud
me. I really appreciate it.
I actually got to interact with him many, many years ago, Simon Corley, back in the days when I worked at Arch.
Wow.
And
Oh, wow.
yeah, so I'm that old, right? But anyway, I would love to see Simon, your dance piece in homage to a great man who did great work for
Yeah.
people like us
Mm.
in this country. So,
Absolutely. Absolutely.
okay, fantastic.
Absolutely.
Tommy, we're going to say goodbye to you then. We don't want you to lose your battery just in case you need to hoy an emergency somewhere. So we'll speak to you soon.
Yeah. Lots of love, baby.
Absolutely. Thank you so much for having me. And let's hope for this to happen soon again.
Yeah,
Lots
we
of
will.
love.
We will. Take care.
Cheers,
God
baby.
bless. Ciao.
Bye.
Bye.
But we'll stay.
Hey.
with-
No, Llewellyn's not going anywhere.
Yeah.
He man's got the electricity.
Yeah. Huh?
Uh,
Are you still there?
Yeah.
Oh, there. Okay.
I'm here.
okay, there you are, Llewellyn, darling. Thank you for staying on. So tell me, darling, what are you up to now besides Brazilians and your award-winning photographic stuff? Tell us more.
I mean, so right now I'm just like trying to, especially with the lockdown situation, it's been so difficult. You kind of find a space where you're dealing with all these problems, family issues, and like also your own issues. So I kind of pointed out some things for myself that I was not like happy with, and so it's just been like self-growth. And when I used to like share a space with people, I used to share for so long and live with other people, and now I've moved into my own place. because I just feel like I need to, I need to just be responsible for all of my stuff, and I need to just be by myself and, just have a moment to just be within, within my thoughts and yeah. So I'm like working on myself. I'm working on my peace, and yeah, I'm just on like self-growth and trying to do all these things. And there's so many things now that are happening. Like I just did a video with the TaylorMade group for the Columba Arts Academy, which was such an inspirational video because they have an arts academy there at NIROX, the NIROX Foundation.
Yeah.
Yes.
So they have an arts academy there. So we were doing like almost like an inspirational video to also attract people who want to enter the academy. So it was just amazing, and it's out now. It's like on YouTube. I'll send you guys the link. It's
please do, so we can let everybody know.
Yeah.
You post it on our Facebook page and then on the Grumpy page. If you can't, then just let me know, and then hook up with me on Facebook, and then we can, or Mark can also put it up. I'm sure you're connected with Mark on Facebook, aren't you?
Of course.
Yeah, but I know you are connected with me. So, tag us, well, darling, put it up. We'd love to see, because we want to see what NIROX is up to, because it's a fascinating project.
Yeah.
But I want to know how you've over the last 7 months. But it's one of those questions, I'm afraid, that's unavoidable. How have you coped and stayed alive without being able to work?
Oh my God, it's been crazy. It's been crazy. Like I think for me, the first 2 months of lockdown, I was like full depression, like full blown depression. I didn't want to deal with anything. I didn't want to get out of bed. I just wanted to be numb, because it's like your life being taken away from you, especially as a dancer. And also because like for me, like I choreograph and I do so many things outside of the company. So I'm so used to being like, I go to work, I go teach there, I do this, I do that. There's a shoot here. You know what I mean? I'm like used to the busyness of it all. And as exhausting as that is, it gives me life. Like it's like the pulse of like my vibe, and being busy is always like something that makes me feel like I'm doing something for real, So it was like such a downer. It was such a downer for me to be just like, there's nothing,
Were you isolated alone at home?
No, I was sharing with my other two housemates who are also, one is an artist, Umlilo, and the other one is like a interior designer. So, I mean, the first 2 months were horrible. And then I was just like, I need to wake up and I need to just create my show. And then that's how I started doing the resilience thing. And then I applied for it and somehow got some money together to pay my dancer and all of the stuff and to create the work and put it into national space.
Yeah. Well, that's amazing. I mean, must be honest, I think everybody's got a similar tale to tell.
Well, that's how we got going.
This is a true story. A lot of our listeners would have heard this, but after 3 weeks, because original lockdown was for 3 weeks, and then suddenly we went, oh, what's going on here? And then, of course, Deborah came, the black dog came up the driveway, and we went, oh, no. There's so many breads you can bake and so many of this and whatever the case may be. And, and then we said to Mark, we've got to start something. We've got to do something. We're creative people. We're not allowed to sit around and pretend it's not happening, because that's just not in our nature. And that's gave birth to the Grumpy Old Homos, and yeah, we are.
Yeah.
Which is fantastic, which is great.
Llewellyn, tell me,
sorry.
During lockdown, a lot of people started baking bread and doing all that crap.
Yeah.
How many breads do you bake? Have you baked bread yet?
Yes, I have. Yes, I have. I cook a lot. I'm very good at like cooking. That's like one of my passions. So I was very busy. I mean, even with this lockdown, I literally ended up like, sorry, I have to charge my laptop. Can you guys hear me?
Oh, well, Matthew's
it's just that school's dying, so I have to move. Sorry. But yeah, so during this time, I also just like I started writing my own cookbook, and I
Oh,
was
wow.
just like practicing stuff and just really finding a way to create recipes that are known and stuff like that, but like make them very me, and and release it whenever I will release it, or whenever the time is right and stuff like that.
I thought you were about to do an arabesque. Are you having electricity problems, Don?
I'm just connecting. Sorry. Okay.
That's okay.
At least you got power.
Yeah.
Tommy. So listen, darling. So you've started writing a cookbook. Is it a fusion book? What are you talking about? I mean, have you used some traditional
I think we
recipes?
should steal that idea.
So I've mixed a lot of like influences of like, because I love cooking Indian food, I love cooking Cape Malay food, I love Portuguese food, I love Italian food. So French never.
French spaghetti, of course.
So I'm also like traditional like South African food. Well, I'm Tswana, so we cook obviously like your tribe and all of that stuff. So I'm reinventing every single recipe for me and how I like it, and kind of modernizing all of these things. So yeah.
But Macy, now how do you, because the way I cook, I go, oh, it needs a bit of cayenne, and I have no idea how much cayenne I put in. How do you actually stand and measure every little bit and then write it?
That's what I've been doing. That's actually what I've been doing, because it's like now, because then you have to practice. Obviously, to write the recipe, you have to now know. So obviously, it takes a while, because you know that you cook this thing, and then you have to now do it again, and then see in measurements, like for one recipe I have to cook it like 3 times, so that I know like in terms of how and when and temperature and how long it stays for, how it cools, what do you mix, and when. So it's like all these variables, so it's so complicated.
But that's more like food science as opposed to, the nutritional science. I mean, good grief, that's quite a mission.
We've had so much time, so
that's true. I think that's amazing.
Like, what else can I do?
What else can you do? What are you doing for the season? Do you know what's coming up? Do you have any plans?
Well, nothing really. I'm just really just working on my work, my dance piece, and all the other things that I'm doing. And just that's really it. That's really what I'm busy with.
Well, it's going to be fantastic to see you and Umlilo. I can't wait to see him performing live. And Kyle, on the 29th, it's a Patsy at our, that's our wrap up for Gay Pride Month. So, it's going to be fantastic to see you. We'll see you. Hopefully, I'm going to send out a schedule. I have already, I think. So we'll do the rehearsal on the Wednesday and all that kind of stuff. And so have a great time until then. If you decide to do another photographic book or exhibition, including white people, I am available. Okay. All right.
He doesn't have enough filters, dear. I was going to say, if you include me, you need a wide angle lens.
Yeah, you do. Lots and lots of love. It's been divine to chat with you. And we need to go on now.
We're going to wrap up with you, darling Llewellyn. We'd love to meet. I loved meeting you, and I can't wait to have a bit of a chat with you on the 29th. So God bless you, and we'll see you soon.
Yeah. Lots of love, baby.
Okay.
Cheers, babe.
So here's a little Stevie Wonder for once in my life.
There we go, Stevie. Click. Just quite sweet.
For once in my life, I have someone who needs me, someone I've needed so long. For once unafraid, I can go where life leads me. Somehow I know I'll be strong. For once I can touch what my heart used to dream of long before I knew. Oh, someone warm like you would make my dream come true. Yeah, yeah, yeah. For once in my life, I won't let sorrow hurt me. Not like it's hurt me before. For once, I have something I know won't desert me. I'm not alone anymore. For once, I can say, this is mine, you can't take it. As long as I know I have love, I can make it. For once in my life, I have someone who needs me.
It's playing Stevie Wonder, which is not on our charts.
That sounds rock like that.
Okay, I want all of you to clap your hands with me, okay? Come
No, what are you doing?
on. You guys like Stevie Wonder, right? Hey!
Don't do it again. Don't do it again because you just swapped through 3 songs.
No, I'm not going to stop it. I'm not going to stop it. I want you to say rock with it. I just played and you switched.
I know, and I need to. Yes, and that's exactly what I'm going to do. That's what I'm going to do.
When I see you on the street, oh, bye.
It's playing. I'll put a spell on you. Yeah, this is completely screwed up. Don't stop it now, but let it play.
I put a spell on you
What time does Rocker come up?
In 2 minutes, and now we've got a 3-minute.
because
But also, we don't have his.
You can't play his song now because he's coming out now.
No.
you better stop doing the things you
This
do.
rank amateurs.
The only way to
I
do
tell you, I am lying.
Well, you'll have to do it now while we're talking. He's going to come up in a minute.
You know I can't
And it's his
stand
song,
it.
so it can
Running
play.
around, you know better than it. I can't stand it because you bring me down. Oh, I put a spell on you because you're mine. Oh, no. You know I love it. I love it. I love it. I love you anyhow. And I don't care if you don't want me. I'm yours right now. I put a spell on you because you're mine. Hey. No, I can't stand it. You're running around.
you could
You
do a
know
step up,
better than
Say.
that. I can't stand it because you bring me down. I put a spell on you.
Check the rocker.
Because you're mine. Because you're mine. Oh, mine. Because you're mine.
Well,
Yeah, sorry about the like jumping is like an old record player.
Sam Cloud is having a moment tonight again. Yeah, the Sam Lab, who, the broadcasting program we use, is giving poor Matthew a hard time. So anyway, thanks. That was wonderful talking to Llewellyn and Tommy. And
Yeah.
those wonderful characters, eh?
They're completely mad and divine and unbelievably talented.
Yeah, so anyway, so let me tell you about our next guest coming up, and hopefully we'll be able to play his song, but maybe we won't. Rocco de Villiers is a South African pianist, producer, composer, musical director, and a cocktail connoisseur.
Yeah.
Rocco does regular concert tours throughout South Africa and gets featured in magazines, newspapers, and gets regular television coverage. Something Rocco and I have in common is that we were both musical directors at Club 58 in Pretoria Street in Hillbrow.
Pretoria Street, yeah.
Yeah, I remember those
Oh
days.
God, those days
cha-cha.
were just so
Yeah.
amazing. Well, I lived in Durban, but every time I came to Joburg,
That's
it was
where we
58.
went.
Yeah.
That's where we went. Anyway, so some of Rocco's cocktail recipes and his writings were included in various publications. He finished a BMAS Ed degree at the University of the Free State, South Africa in 1987. And it was during the time that he was there, just before he came to Joburg in 1990, that he played as rehearsal pianist for the musical Mame at Packoffs.
You coax the blues
Blues
right out of my mouth.
Anyway,
Right.
don't put an earworm in my head. Okay. He moved to Johannesburg in 1990. He's the owner and director of Rocco Music, through which he produces all his stage productions. He's also co-owner, co-director of Third Year Music, Third Year Sound with Kutlwano Matsotti, which undertakes commissions in museum sound concept design. That's something that I'm really quite interested in.
Yeah, I've never heard of that before.
I wonder if our little darling Rocco
As
is
Rocco,
He's
come
he-
in, Rocco.
He's Rocco. Is he there?
Is he there?
Ah,
I haven't seen Rocco for ages.
There he is.
Ah,
Hello, my Scott. Hoe gaan het?
I'm very well. Listen, my house is very underlit, so I struggle to find a little corner to look well lit.
oh, you're looking gorgeous,
Don't
darling.
worry, you look and you are lit.
That's opgelit.
Anyway,
How are you? It's been years. It's been ages.
I am very well. I'm working very hard. And Mark, I saw you about just over a year ago when we did a benefit for Footprints for Sam.
That's right. Yeah.
And in fact, the tune, the song that I wrote, that I sent to Trevor, Escape from the Ordinary Life, is the one that you choreographed for that.
God.
Yeah.
Well, I really, really hope that we can get this music sorted out here. I don't know what's going on. If we can play it, if we don't play it today, I promise you, we will play it on Monday.
Yeah, there's something really odd. I mean,
Something really weird.
Yeah. Anyway,
Anyhow.
what are you doing right now,
What are you
Rocco?
up
You're obviously preparing for a verskrikkelike seisoen, eh?
Yes. Well, Verskriklik was in the past. Verskriklik now means 2 shows in 6 months. No, before I tell you about that, I just want to go back because Trevor was reading my CV. Usually when I hear my CV is when I'm backstage at a women's event in the morning where Tony reads everything from the internet, all awards, everything from top to bottom. But I just have to tell you, Trevor, when I moved to Johannesburg, and it was very interesting. When I was the rehearsal pianist for Maine, like you said, with Judy Page and Amanda Strydom played Gooch, which I think was an unbelievable performance. But, Amanda got sick and she came back. And then Barbara Tellinger took over.
Yes, I sat in the pit and prompted that performance. Those
Well,
two
and
performances, the last two.
And then what happened after the last show, we went to that hellhole party place upstairs. There was a bar, more than a bar. And Barbara, after the last show, said to me, "Darling, you're too talented. You mustn't stay in Bloemfontein. Why don't you phone this person and go to Johannesburg?" At the time I broke up with my boyfriend then, I packed my whole life into my cream golf and I came to Johannesburg. And I phoned the person that Barbara said I must phone. And her name was Ute Hasse. And Ute Hasse was the co-owner of Club 58 in Hillbrow. And that was my first job ever in Johannesburg.
Yes.
Wow.
Well, it was mine too, actually, but I was a little earlier than yours. And in actual fact, by the time I'd met you during MAME in 1989, I had already completed a year in actual fact, I got to Bloemfontein as the pianist, keyboard player for Joseph of the Technicolor Dreamcoat.
Go, Joseph.
go
I
there.
love to sing on air. You see. It's the only time I can sing.
And that's how I got to Bloemfontein. I remember, and then that same year, later that year, I was assistant director to David Matheson, and you were the rehearsal pianist for MAME. And remember, during the Fledermaus, I had to study the line because we did this major production. We did Fledermaus and MAME together in tandem, and Judy played Prince Orlovsky, and Mimi was a bit late, and so I had to stand in for rehearsals. That was amazing. Anyway, so Rocco, yes, you came to Joburg in 1990, and you've never decided to go back.
Yes, I came here after you because, as you know, I'm very young still. So I was.
Yeah. And you're not fat like Trevor.
Yes, I've got over it. I don't care anymore. I just pity the poor men who have to carry me out of some way.
Yeah. Oh, God.
So
Can you imagine? The poor
I never went back anywhere else. I live in Johannesburg with my partner of 24 years, Cronenberg, who's an artist, and we live here in Parktown, and that is what I do now. But my life has become something else now. I do a lot of shows. I mainly play my own music. I don't play any other people's compositions anymore. There was a time that I was very busy writing television and movie scores, but that also, I'd like to perform, which, as you know, is a difficult time right now to do. But I am doing a lot of shows. I've done 7 performances during level 1, or as my domestic says, we're now in season 1. Season 1. And this coming weekend, I've got 2 shows in Tabazimbi. Next week, I'm in Port Elizabeth in Uitenhage, and then I'm in Polokwane and Sanin, and then I'm off to Cape Town for a 6-day tour. So actually, but the shows are small, but that's what I do. But the interesting thing is during lockdown, of course, I couldn't perform for like 5 months. So I kept myself busy with online shows. And you know what? I decided to put together my whole career of 25 years and get all my rubbish and memorabilia and my archive together. And it was an incredibly funny, but also a little bit sad thing that a whole career of 25 years, when it's digitized, it fits into one of those Tupperware ice cream boxes. And so the day when the cute little boy finished everything and he delivered, and I said, "Oh, is this only the first 2 years?" He said, "Yeah, that is your yellow loopbaan. This is what it is." And I thought, have I worked for 25 years to fit in an ice cream box?
Huh? Yeah.
Well, my love, I mean, at least you got that. I mean, if I had to write a book, I'd be, I better actually start calling favors in from people before they die. You know, otherwise I'm never going to see
People
some
that
of
have
those
a memory.
kickies again.
But tell me, what I'm fascinated with, and what you were chatting about just before you came on air, was your this third year sound.
Yes.
Which undertakes commissions in museum sound concept design. What is that?
Okay. Mark, you know, Kutlwano Masote is also, he's with Classic FM, the radio station.
Yeah, well, yeah.
He does the morning show now, and he's also a fabulous cellist. And
Yeah.
I met Kutlwano long ago, and my partner designs, Clive designs a lot of museums, and he did Freedom Park and the Legislative Buildings and outside Kimberley. And at one stage, when they were busy, they said that they need pieces of music. I started doing research of how museums are put together internationally. So if you go to that incredible Holocaust Museum in Berlin or any of the, then you realize that it's not only pieces of music put together and sounds of whales when you want people to relax, like when you go to a spa or something like. It's not that. There's a whole concept and a philosophy behind it, because I don't know when last if you've been to international big museums, but it is now a whole interactive business. You experience things with all your senses. So all the sound is designed to make you feel the same as what you will experience when you look at an image. It's very much like when I was in New York the last time. We went to a cocktail party, and I met a guy, and we started chatting. And I said, "What do you do?" And he said, "No, I work in Las Vegas as a mood specialist." And I said, "What is that?" He said, "No, he studied for 3 years to be a mood specialist, and that means in all casinos internationally, they design the sound that you hear and the what you smell. So they pump. So it's all about the experience. So maybe this is a bit of a stupid way to describe to you, but that is very much what we do for museums, is to direct and navigate the people's experience through sound and what you want them to feel.
Yeah. Just like the old days at Zips, where they used to put poppers in the air conditioning so that we could all feel good.
You make me feel.
It is a mood specialist, but you didn't need to study for 3 years.
It was just like not a Russian aircon.
So that's fascinating. I mean, I remember going also to the Holocaust Museum, which, tormented me for weeks afterwards. But that was kind of, and that's many years ago, that already was there, you know what I mean? In terms of gunshots and people, all that sound stuff. So wow, that's kind of amazing.
And of course, now with screens and interactive, things that you can put to get information about what you're looking at, and online and streaming, like we do now. They have streaming, and it's all part of the experience, and that goes with the sound. And I must say, when we did Freedom Park, Kutlwano and I, I'm very proud to say that more than 80% of the sound that we used, apart from fabulous recordings of Miriam Makeba and the famous "Never Again" speech of Mr. Nelson Mandela, all the music that is in that museum, we made, composed, and created ourselves, and I was quite proud of that.
Well, that's fantastic.
Well, it's a fascinating idea.
Yeah.
Who would have thought you would have gotten to that kind of stuff?
Yeah.
I mean, you were going to be a music teacher, weren't you?
well, I wasn't going to be. They wanted me to become a music teacher. I remember when I was studying music, they fought very hard to say, so next thing you're going to do your honors degree, and then you're going to do your master's degree, and then you will be definitely the head of the piano department by then, because then you will be Dr. Professor Rocco de Villiers. Can you imagine me, Dr. with that little thing at my door, and then a child comes in to come and play me a piece of Bach. By then, that'll be 8 o'clock in the morning. A bottle of whiskey later, I'll say, listen, no, I think.
Can you press the agitator, darling?
I'm not the teaching type, Trevor. You know.
No, I know, but I just found it fascinating that you do B-Buzz Ed. Because I mean, some people just go for a straight B-Buzz, you know what I mean? So
I just think.
Can I tell you why I had to do that? When I was in matric, one of my subjects was piano, music as a subject. It was one of the first years that I could do, where you could do in the Free State music as a subject. My other actually, I was much better in science and maths and those kind of things, but I had music as a subject. And at the end of the year, you know, one of those funny professors from some other godforsaken university with hair in his ears and funny nostrils, they come and they sit there with a keyboard, and then they'll ask you questions. And I remember distinctly, this guy asked me for the Beethoven pieces, and I thought, are you crazy? How can you ask me a stupid question like that? And I confronted him with the fact that he had sort of not enough knowledge, you know, about this subject, and it became quite a fight, and I thought he was just going to fail me. And then the next day, my mom got a call from the University of the Orange Free State then, and said, if we pay for Rocco to come and study music, will he be interested to do that? And it will be all on the university, but then he will have to do an ed degree, because I wasn't going to study music. I was going to become a pharmacist, because my strongest subjects.
I remember that now, going way back. You telling me the story in Lakewood many, many, many years ago.
Can I interrupt quickly, because we're getting into trouble here by our producer?
No,
Matthew.
we're not getting into trouble. We don't have to. You carry on the
We're
conversation.
carrying on.
No.
Okay.
Did I say something wrong?
No.
No. We were meant to tell the time at quarter past.
We don't have to tell the time. This is not one of those shows.
You want me to tell the time? The time is 8:18.
There we go. Thank you, Scott. And now we with Rocco de Villiers on the Grumpy Old Homos show. Come off foot.
So I remember you telling me the story. I mean, we were so much younger, darling. I mean, at the time, but So you actually you wanted to do pharmacy, and you got this bursary basically to do a BMAS. But I got to tell you something, that Rocco, you're a brilliant pianist. So, I mean, I remember just standing around the rehearsal room watching you play that MAME score, like, you know, and you were very funny, because every time Norman Ferber said, ready, and you went, back to the page, and standing by. And just fluently, like, you know.
Norman Ferber.
Yes, he was
He's a choreographer. Oh,
my
gosh.
Yeah. And but I think also I was so petrified of people who, because I was young, I didn't know, and I just remember my mother always said, if you're scared, the one thing that you can do when you do a new job is to make sure that you're over prepared, because then at least you've got that out of the way. So basically, I memorized the whole of the score, because before I arrived for those rehearsals, I could play anything, anytime. But I was also very scared of the director. He was very, I was fierce. I scared so much. I was very scared.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
I remember during that very
Mhm.
same season, just an anecdote about David, the late David Matheson,
Yeah.
where I ran up to the company manager. I said, "Do me a favor, go to the chemist and get some +2 glasses, because today is the day that David's going to stomp on his glasses." And I swear to heavens to Betsy, he did. And and as he stomped at the glasses, because we were rehearsing 2 productions simultaneously. Remember, we were doing Claire de Mouse and Mame, and he just lost it and he stomped on his glasses. And I knew that he had this passion for taking out his temper. Taking out his temper on
His number twos.
demonstrative on his number 2s. Anyway, and as he stomped on his glasses and threw a hairstone, and then I called tea, I think, and then I took out another pair of glasses out of my from behind my cellar pack, to say, "Hi, Donna, yes, I bought glasses." Anyway, I gave her a cup of tea, and then she was fine. I don't know for the rest of the day. But those days we were also rehearsed like 3 times 3 hours. You know what I mean?
Oh, you
Take.
are exhausted. And then
Yeah.
after rehearsal, you still had energy and time to go and have a party before tomorrow morning, 10 o'clock again.
Yeah. RJs and garlic sauce. Do you remember all of that stuff? Yeah, I could smell him in the ballet class the next morning. Anyway, we're going to start wrapping this up, darling. Tell us, I know that you've got a whole tour coming on, and I don't know how you manage. I don't know where you get the energy to crisscross the country like this. I mean, I only spent 2 weeks in Tubbers, and it was too much. But I mean, yeah. So,
You know what, Trevor and Mark, when I started performing now again about 3 weeks ago, I realized that there's such a thing as performance and travel fit. So I struggle at the moment. Like I did a show last weekend at Carnival City, and it was a good show. I think we had 200 people because that is the maximum amount of people that we could fit into the theater. But I was exhausted afterwards. I had to sit down before I even went out to go and sign the CDs and took pictures with the fans. But so one of the reasons why I'm the tour that's coming up, where I'm going to be traveling in my sponsored Toyota Bucky, is that I want to think about I'm writing a poetry book called Sebastian, My First Love. But I'm not going to tell you what it's about, because one day you must interview me again when the book is out. So that is the reason why I love traveling from town to town. And then I have time, because the band and the sound, they've gone their own and they set up, and I travel on my own. Sometimes Lisa, my assistant, goes with me. But when I travel now, I think about my poems and I write my things and I make voice notes. And when I get to the other side, I write a beautiful poem. So I like that work process, because then I'm on my own. And most of the time when you're in the Karoo, no one can phone you because there's no reception. So I love working like that.
No. Well, I mean, for me to travel to Crest is too far, quite frankly. You know what I mean? But for many, many years, I always say, if it's further than an hour away, I'm getting on a plane. I'm sorry.
I travel to Crest every day because I train there. So I know the road.
Okay. Well, darling, we wish you lots of love and safety and all that kind of stuff, as you embark back into your entertaining your masses, because I tell you, you do have a most amazing audience all over the country that support you. And we're very grateful.
I just have to say to you two fabulous people, I don't know if any of the other guests have told them, and I don't know how many people are listening to my rubbish that I'm talking, but Mark, your dance company that you had in Durban called
Fantastic Flying Fish Dance Company,
and that it was flying. It was unbelievable, and I don't know how many people know about that, but I have to. That was like a fantastic thing for me. When I went down to Durban, the first thing that I went to the Playhouse to see what's on and when you're performing. So that was a highlight when I was.
It was a highlight of my career. It was really a time, and that came to an end when the NAC was kind of closed because of embezzlement. So,
and I have to tell the people listening, Trevor, is the only pianist, and I've worked with a lot of them, and I've seen them all over the world, from Carnegie Hall right to Perth. Your left-hand walking bass, when you play the piano, is unfucking believable. You don't need a bass, or you don't need anyone in that band. He runs it like you think Benny Goodman has just left the building.
Thank you, Tom. It's very kind. But yeah, I must say that I do sometimes miss it because I don't really play anymore. But yeah, there's a long story to it, and a lot of people have heard it. But I will have a cup of tea or a rocktail, and then and then I'll tell you the story. But kidney failure and all. But here we are. And we are celebrating All Things Matter Queer, and we're so pleased that you came on. And
thank you for the
so
time,
much.
baby. It's lovely to see you.
Okay, and best wishes for the season. I hope you make lots of money. Catching up 7 months is hard, I think.
Oh,
but,
no idea.
We'll send you our bank account details.
And I don't know who said this too will pass, and it will.
Yes, it will. Unless, of course, we're in hard lockdown over Christmas. You know
Oh,
what I mean?
no, can you imagine what Hillbrow is going to look like 12 o'clock with lockdown, level 5, season 5? I cannot imagine.
5, yeah.
Well, it'll be amazing. There won't be any flying fridges.
Single beds, toasters, used condoms, whatever.
Anyway. We love you so much, and thanks for coming on. We've got to wrap this up because we're about to go home and eat chicken.
Oh,
and it's 27
Bye-bye, Rocco. We love you. And we'll see you. When the book comes out, you can be sure to let us know, and we'll have you back.
Absolutely. And the two of you, I'm going to put on my invite to my cocktail party.
Fantastic.
For sure.
Yeah.
No communication, no nothing, only alcohol. Bye.
Okay, bye.
Okay, love you.
Thank
bye.
you so much. Bye.
Bye.
So that was Rocco de Villiers, and it was really lovely talking to him. I haven't seen him for a long time.
Well, I saw him, like you said, a year ago.
A year ago, but time flies when you're in a coma, dear.
Yeah.
Huh? Anyway, so coming up next on Monday,
wow,
we are going to brighten up your Monday.
You have no idea.
We have Disney's oldest princess, Mark Banks.
Yeah. He's just done
the grandmama of princesses.
He's just done Mark Banks on ice in Durban.
Yeah, I wonder, did he use ice rink?
Oh, of course not.
And for all the way from Cape Town, Sea Point.
Just
before she embarks on her tour of the Mirage, the tour of Table Bay on the Mirage, there's the most amazing concert he's doing. Anyway, she's doing the song "Sitting on the Frock of the Bay" on the Mirage, which is takes 50 people on this, this catamaran, and they can have a big party on the 31st of October. But anyway, we'll be talking to the marvelous and very outrageous Lily Slapped Silly. Live here on the Grumpy Old Homos show.
On I Love Melville.live.
We're going to say goodbye. We're going to go play out with Rocco's song Escape from the Ordinary Life. Good luck. We love you.
Love you.
Bye.
This is such a beautiful song.
I didn't do anything. It's not there. Okay.
Are we live?
We're back on the cloud. Shut it down. hello, everybody, and welcome to the Grumpy Old Homo show.
Yeah, and we are in Pride Month.
We are in Pride Month, and tonight
Celebrating queers.
Queers,
And all
queers.
that is queer.
So we're doing a fundraiser on the 29th of October. Kindly hosted by I Love Melville .live, and there's sponsored food and drink.
Entertainment.
We've got the Avalon Quartet. We've got the Mamas.
Lilo's going to perform.
And Robert Whitehead. Patsy City, I tell you. There was everybody everywhere.